Hey, good Monday afternoon. How are you? So, really quick reminder, I talk about this quite often because I consider it to be the number one challenge that we humans face. That the mind comes up with its own conclusions and then spits that out at you, and by default, we're going to believe whatever the mind tells us. So, be on the lookout for these tiny little, and I'm not talking about big things right now, I'm just talking about how your mind will write a story, which is a collection of decisions, choices, assumptions, labels that the mind will give a particular person or situation. And as you're doing your day, when anything surprising comes along, or a problem happens, or a challenge arises, the mind is going to look for an explanation. Why is this? And it will often come up with a oversimplified first glance kind of explanation for why something is. Here's a really good example. This guy got toothache, and he thought about, wow, how did I get this toothache? And he remembered that he ate a package of Skittles a couple of days before. And for some reason, his mind thought, oh, it's the sugar in the Skittles that I ate a couple of days ago that is giving me the toothache. And that may or may not be true. But what's most likely happening is that he already had a pre-existing condition with his tooth, and it was just time for it to, be seen, right? But to this guy, he won't eat Skittles anymore because his mind thinks, oh, it's because of the Skittles that I have. Now, we don't want to eat too much sugar, of course, because over time you get tooth decay or whatever. But that's not what we're talking about here. It was an explanation that his mind gave him that it's the Skittles that gave him the cavity, so he's not going to eat Skittles anymore. Be on the lookout for these little tiny explanations and how the mind will just take its own explanation as if it's fact. And then the next time that situation happens, it will already have an explanation based on its past interpretation. Meanwhile, the reality of it is that explanation for why things are the way they are may not be true at all. And be on the lookout for when the mind first comes up with an explanation or a label about something, it will stick to that. It will stick to it. It will not want to change its mind. You can see that with masks. Originally, it was there was some messaging saying that masks are questionable in effectiveness and whatnot. And then part of the media took full advantage of that, and now you got a whole bunch of folks who thinks that masks don't work. Well, yes, they do. They've been used for years and years with doctors and nurses and stuff. Yes, they work. And statistically, it's been shown to absolutely make a difference in this world. Absolutely. So when presented with new information, though, anti-mask folks will not look at that. Say, no, because the mind's already been made up. And then when you have further confirmation with other people's minds, and when we're all in agreement, boy, now you've got a real tough situation, because if there's a wrong assumption here, and my camera just went out, it does that every once in a while. It's my brand new camera. And if I do this, it's supposed to come back, and no. Isn't that lovely? Well, all right, I'm going to end my live right now. How weird and confusing that is. My 300 4K Logitech camera. There we go. It's back into focus now. All right, very good. So just be on the lookout for those little conclusions that your mind comes up with. Those explanations, assumptions, and labels may not be true. But as far as the mind is concerned, it will be true. Those quick little explanations why things are the way they are. Be on the lookout for those throughout your day, because it's those little things that could seem like it's a reasonable explanation for why somebody is the way they are, or why things didn't turn out, or why did I get a cold, or why did I get that toothache, like the example I just gave earlier, right? Just be on the lookout for those explanations, because they're quite often not true. So question what your mind gives you. It's one of the best things that you can learn how to do in the midst of the certainty. Stay nimble, flexible. Pay attention to the moment and any new data or information coming in. Okay? Have fun with it, though. You don't have to force the mind. You just want to observe and notice. That's all. All right? Be on the lookout. There's slippery little things that get in the way from us actually seeing what's actually real. The hardest thing for a human being to do on this planet. What's actually real? Isn't it? All right, folks. Have fun. See ya.